Elvis Presley. What do these three men have in common? They all belong to an ethnic group of people called the Romani people. Now you may be wondering, who are these Romani people? Let me hand you over to our history analysis on.
Thank you, Veronica. So the history of the Romani people dates back to around 1200 years ago or so, when the Indian subcontinent experienced waves of Turkic and Arabic invasions. These invaders plunged the country into chaos, and they also took back hundreds of thousands of men, women and children as slaves to the Islamic world. When they arrived in Eastern Europe, it's a mystery what happened next, but we can infer that these slave owners realized they couldn't sustain these slaves in their own country, so they must have ordered them to go west into Western Europe. So this group of people had been wandering the world like nomads, integrating themselves and influencing European societies. For example, the roots of the Spanish national dance, the flamenco, lie in the Roma migration from India. The Romani people have a darker skin tone, therefore they have been and continue to be marginalized, especially in Europe, where they are popularly labeled gypsy.
Now on to Rudra to tell us the story of a brave Romani person who fought against the discrimination.
In 1907, Johann Rukeli Trollmann was born. He was a popular German city boxer. Boxing was a very popular sport in the German Weimar Republic, and Rukeli gained popularity for his speed, agility, technical proficiency, and dancing fighting style. However, he was not a place in the German national team for the Amsterdam Summer Olympics because he had a non-German boxing style. Johann moved to Berlin to pursue professional boxing and won 29 of his 52 match fights. On the 21st of July, 1933, the Nazi Party rose to power and began persecuting minorities. Among the group facing the hate included the Sinti people, a type of Romani people often branded as gypsies. With the rise of the Nazis, the right-wing media abused Johann as a gypsy in the ring. In 1933, he defeated Adolf Witt to win the German light heavyweight boxing title. But only a few days later, he was stripped by the authorities for bad boxing. A new fight was scheduled where Rukeli was ordered to fight in the German style and not to dance like a gypsy. He entered the ring having dyed his hair blonde and powdered his body white, a parody of an Aryan. This was a courageous act of protest against discrimination. During the fight, he stood still, took the blows from his opponent and was knocked out in the 5th round. This marked the end of his boxing career. Later on, his family was split. He was drafted into the German army in 1939 following the outbreak of war. Then he was dishonorably discharged for a racial reason and arrested by the Gestapo. He was sent to a concentration camp where he boxed soldiers. In 1944, he boxed a capo, a prisoner assigned by the guards to supervise forced labor. After defeating the capo in a brutal act of revenge, Trollmann was beat to death with a club. In November 2003, the German Boxing Association finally recognized Johann Rukeli Trollmann as the winner of the 1933 championship fight.
Rudra. For centuries, others have looked down upon the Romani people. This still carries on to the present day. Still, they are a highly marginalized group, causing many descendants of the Romani people to deny their heritage. Romani people are commonly found all across sports, with many famous football players such as Andrea Pirlo and Eric Cantona, and boxer Tyson Fury identifying as Romani. However, there could be many more, as the true number is still unknown. This is mostly as a result of the stigma of being Romani and the culture of denying heritage. In time, there will be more support towards the Romani people, but for now, signing out of History News.